Okay, so welcome to Social Media Fridays. Each week we meet to wind down and talk about what happened in the world of social media in the previous 7 days. With us today we have Masataki Wasa. Masataki is webmaster of wasaweb.net in the UK. He's also a Google Top contributor on the AdSense and also on the Google Plus Help community. Meher Bhagat is a human resources dynamo from India, and she's also well, how would you describe yourself, Meher?
Reckless driver.
I beg your pardon?
I said reckless driver.
Oh, right. We won't go down that road just yet. Okay, well, look, normally we talk about things that have happened in social media, but it's been a bit quiet this week, and also I loaded something this week. I haven't learned how to drive it yet, but Masataki Wasner is interested in it. It's Microsoft's social listening tool. And, all right, let me just find it here. Access to it is via, here we are. Up on the top, we've got Power Business Intelligence and Social Listening. So we're going to Social Listening. This is part of Microsoft Dynamics. Now, this tool obviously is Twitter and Facebook centric. It, strangely enough, doesn't have anything to do with Google Plus in it. But what it does is it goes out. You set the keywords that you want to monitor, and it goes out and grabs them all and uses some sophisticated programming to judge the sentiment of the post. So I just look. You have to forgive me because I am absolutely clueless with this tool. We loaded this yesterday. Can you guys read that on your screens?
All search topics.
Yep, I can.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, okay, so let's just wander through. Masataki or Meher, feel free to jump in and tell me where you want me to go next. So here we have a menu. It's home, overview, sources, sentiment, location, authors, and posts. Which one would you like me to open?
Let's start with the overview.
Overview, that will help.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we've got this whiz-bang graph down here. We've got topic buzz by topics. The blue is Twitter, of course. Purple is Facebook. Red is news. There's nothing there. Blogs and videos. There's nothing there for videos. Now I've set some keywords which are not really social media centric. They're more to do with Office and cloud. But yeah, all right. Okay, so we're looking at an overview. It's crawled 9,000 posts, about 1,200 a day, and that's showing that most of the posts came from the US. All right, let's try and drill down here and see what happens. Okay, so here are a number of Twitter posters from all over Germany, US, UK, and all making posts with the office in Limburg, for instance. See the keyword I looked for was highlighted. And there's a blog post on this Blogspot, isn't it? That's Signal Masakaki?
All right. Yes.
That's Blogspot. It means Blogspot, doesn't it?
Not necessarily to an RSS icon, isn't it?
Okay, well let's say open that in a new window.
Yeah, it could be classed as blog, I think, not television or perhaps news. Does a tool distinguish between different, what would be the right word? Not importance, but influence, degree of influence of the tweeter or the author of the blog posts, for example. So in the screenshots we've seen, there were many tweets. Are they all tweets, or are they tweets by certain people who meet certain criteria that you set in terms of, for example, number of followers, or is it just general what you find kind of thing?
Okay, so what this is the I loaded a set of keywords and let's let me see. I have to apologise. I should have done my homework here and learned a little bit about this tool before I put it to you. But I've loaded some keywords. I just want to find out where I loaded it. Now I've got info. Just waiting for this to load. Just is it preferences? No, that doesn't help us. Settings, okay. All right, now we can. Oh, by the way, Quota Manager. It will not search the entire web. You have a quota manager and you have an allocation of how many, so it's up to you to choose. Okay? So here we are, here are search topics. Let's have a look at search topics. Crazy. This is the point where I just want to die, you know? I just want to shoot myself and die.
So what does Facebook Pages tab do?
Okay, let's go back there. Okay, to analyse posts and comments on Facebook pages, you need to add them to your solution. So I haven't added any Facebook pages, but
Try
I
mine
wanted-
in that case.
pardon?
You can try my Facebook page.
Okay, give me the link and I'll add it to the solution.
Okay, I think that's Facebook. We correct your.
And that's the Dumb SEO Questions Facebook page. Have you tried
Yeah.
Dumb SEO Questions
Yeah, you can try that.
as a keyword, key phrase?
Okay. Okay, so I'm adding Dumb SEO Questions. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a brilliant idea.
Okay, so it tells me that it's had 22 likes, 2 are talking about it. I don't know if you drill down, that's true, it already has that. And 2 are talking about it. Don't know what that means, Mr. Tucky, you might know better than I.
No. So let's see that. Can you have a couple of keywords set? What happens if you set Dumb SEO Questions? If you can do that, then how would you use the tool to this social listening tool to track what people are saying about Dumb SEO Questions?
Okay, your microphone is really killing it. All right. It looks like I've set this badly because I'm looking at the quota manager now, just about to add something to it, and it says that my monthly post quota is 10,000, and number of posts by today is 8,000. It looks like I'm going to get 60,000 by the end of the month, so I'll have to. For now, let's try. Dumb SEO Questions. Active search topic. How can that be? A monthly expectation of searches of 55,000 for AusBizWeb for our little company. User preference, it must go here, search topics. Add a search topic, there we go. And we want to put in questions. Is that still showing on your screen, guys?
Yes, it is.
And I'll make it say SEO and it's going to be one of those clips that I'll probably try to bury somehow. All right, so SEO, dumb SEO questions, that'll do us. SEO is going to be a huge number of things. And we're going to check sources of blogs, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and news. Actually, we'll leave that in just in case Ausbiz Web made it to the news. Don't forget we were second in the Microsoft thing. We'll test the search query. We've got an option here to test the search query.
Yeah.
Says loading, please wait. Because I've included SEO, my search query will exceed, we'll select probably 1,515,666 posts on Twitter per month. This will exceed my post quota of 10,000. So I have to narrow it with inclusions and exclusions. So let's take SEO out of it.
Or can you have an exact key phrase, SEO questions?
Yes. Just hang on. We can do two keywords: dumb SEO questions and SEO questions. Okay. All right. So let's test the query again. Okay. So it tells me that my search query will generate approximately 428 posts on Twitter per month. You can save the query now. Okay, so I'm clicking save. Okay, so there it is up there, Masataki.
Yeah. Okay.
And unfortunately, it won't give us an immediate result.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's now going to go and scan for those, and it will tell me that these tomorrow. I'm fairly sure anyway. Well, hang on, there's let's see questions. Let's see. Okay, well,
the sentiment looks good.
Yeah, the sentiment it certainly looks good.
I think that's the interesting bit, isn't it? Because it does give you that sentiment analysis.
Let's drill down. There are 3 posting videos. Let's see what they picked up for that. Top 5 authors, me, and help desk hangouts. We had a negative post on the 31st of the 8th, so let's click on that and go look for it. So this following's post.
Interesting. So they must have thought that dumb in this instant is a sign of negative sentiment. Would that be right? Because
look, I don't know, Masataka. I think maybe we might have had a negative poster on it.
No, because I think, isn't it the highlighted bit that is seen as negative as analysis? I can see a bit that's highlighted in pink, as it were. So that sounds like that's what's considered as negative sentiment. And I'm wondering if it's because there's a word dumb, and that's seen as a negative sign. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, except that it might be referring to that guy that said that I engaged with him for a while about 10 or 12 comments back and forward, but he didn't get that he was just out of his league. I mean, he's saying, look, you guys don't know what you're talking about, and he was referring to Alistair Lattimore, a conversation between Alistair Lattimore, Dwayne Forrester, and David Emerland. I mean, he just had no clue. Eventually, I kept trying to make him see the error of his ways, but in the end, I just deleted it. But maybe Microsoft Scholar has picked it up. Surely we can drill down. It even says the time from 9 p.m. To 9:59 p.m. on the 31st of the 8th. 31st of the 8th. That would be. Bahir, can you mute your microphone, please? Thank you. Oh, it's like heaven just ascended. But I'm not sure what the time zone is, but that looks like around about episode Masataki. Would it be or not?
Oof, depends on time zone, doesn't it?
Yeah. The trouble is I can't drill down. Okay, so all right. Well, I'll check that out. But we did have a negative comment on that particular YouTube clip anyway. So maybe that's what they mean, or maybe, as you say, Masataki, they might be interpreting dumb as a negative sentiment. All right. Let's go back. Actually, this is proving more interesting than I thought it would be.
It looks like a very good tool.
5 posts per day about dumb SEO questions. Let's go and have a look and see what they were. Yeah. Okay, so we paid.
Right?
Sorry, go ahead.
So the 2 keywords or 2 key phrases that have been entered. So there's the SEO questions, and there's the dumb SEO questions. So SEO questions will or may refer to other things, whereas dumb SEO questions will be quite precise.
Yeah. Okay, so looking here, it knows about the episode 100, which we posted on the 31st of the 8th. Now, Mr. Yonk would have posted the episode 100 to Facebook on the 31st of the 8th. And then I posted a don't get that. I'm not sure what's going on here. I wonder. Oh, actually, that's true. Because after we recorded it with a Google Apps profile, not my normal profile, which meant that it loaded to another channel on YouTube, and I had to copy the clip across to our Dumb SEO Questions channel. That's why it's found 2 there. And it's picked up a tweet when I added the trailer for the following week's program, and that's been picked up as negative.
Yeah, it might be the word dumb. It'd be interesting. Is it possible to set it as something else? Sort of,
Yeah, you're probably right. Probably right. The other possibility on that is that I deleted that tweet because I didn't mean it to go out. We just made a trailer, and I didn't expect anyone would be interested in it. Yes, I think you're probably right, Mr. Taki, because both of the negatives there have dumb in it. Yeah, okay.
So what
All right,
happens?
and then there's
Change them to neutral. I think you can change from the drop down. Can't you change that to, let's say, neutral?
okay. We call that neutral, and we call that neutral. What it does, I don't know.
What happens when you click on the 3 dots next to the sentiment? What does it do?
This one here.
Yeah.
So I can open the original post, I can email the post to someone, or I can remove it from the stats.
Okay. Okay, that's very useful.
And if I click it, it will go straight.
Straight to YouTube channel. Yeah.
Okay. I think this is going to be a useful tool.
Romania. Timeless home of this thing. Dracula. Oh!
Sorry about that, guys. Going to be a useful tool. It's just going to take me all my life to learn how to drive it, I think. Sentiment. Let's have a look at that. Or Masataki, is there anywhere else you'd like to go?
It's all interesting at the moment. So,
okay. So we'll get sentiment. Looking good, and that is based on 2 posts on Twitter, 1 on Facebook, and 2 videos.
That's what we've just seen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's a topic or a category called reach. We have a look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it means. No, I don't know what that does. Okay. Clear. Locations. Let's say UK. Let's see what Mr. Taki's been doing.
Probably United Kingdom.
Okay. By the way, is it still united, or has Scotland left yet?
We'll know soon enough.
Yeah. Okay, so we're looking. It's Okay, so it looks like it's recorded nothing from there. Well, let's add another one. Okay. Go Australia. Nothing. That is crazy because we do know that we've got US. Okay, so I don't know what that does. Or maybe it drills down. I see why that was bringing up nothing because we're saying we're made in the UK and Australia and the US. All right, Mr. Taki, where else would you like to go? Anywhere?
Could we see the menu again?
Yeah, I've got it up on the screen. Is it showing on yours?
Yes. How about the other one? Because
I've got analytics.
the green one, the two sets of menus, aren't there?
Yeah, there are. Yep.
There's that one and that one. Yeah, analytics. The analytics one. Shall we look at authors? So that's probably useful to know who's talking about what. So it's the second one from right on that one.
Top 100 authors. That one you wanted?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
It's loading.
So that's interesting. So that so presumably that tells you which people are particularly influential, or does it? Or is it in reference to
Yeah, I to be honest, Mr. Taki, I have no clue. And what percentage of their posts as a percentage of the total posts?
Oh, okay, so that would tell you. So that would tell you how often that person talks about the keyword.
Yeah. No, in this case, this is Scott Cameron in the US talking about Office 365. We can drill down to have a look if you like.
Yeah.
Do that. So it shows him he made 272 posts, 38 per day. He must have had a day off on the 31st. What's this? AusBizWeb. Oh, because AusBizWeb in that AusBizWeb is the group was a group of keywords about Office 365. to the actual post that he made on Twitter, but yeah, I remember looking at his. They're basically some. Like he does a post, Microsoft offers free help for Office, new Office 365, 9:32, and 6 minutes earlier, it was time. Microsoft offers free help for new Office 365 rollouts, and he was doing it again. So basically, this guy is just a spammer for Office. Unless he's selling it. If I were Microsoft with this tool, I'd set this guy. All right. Okay, so let's have a look at Ellipse. But there must be some varying on behind this. Let's say friend alert will send me we'll call it trouble. And okay, so if we get I guess that's what we're. I'll have a look later to see what that means. Vitamins, Masataki. I have no idea how they work, but I know they must be good for me.
I think it looks like a great tool. I think the tricky bit is making sure that you're tracking the right thing. You're looking at the right right key phrases, as it were, in some cases. Because if you want to know how you are doing, as opposed to how the general industry is doing, for example, then those are two different things that you want to measure.
Yeah.
I mean, sentiment is more important about you, about your company or your organization, for example. You don't want to be being trashed on Twitter, for example. It would be good to know if that's happening and if it is indeed happening, why that's the case. Whereas if you're looking at the whole industry or whole keyword, then or key phrase, then sentiment may not be particularly important, but you want to know what the trend, the big trends are like. So I think that's an interesting problem, I suppose, that you probably can fine tune it quite well, and it's really doing that that's going to make this tool extremely powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it raises the question, how do you track? I think the big question.
I'd love to be able to say, but I've really got. I mean, just having this little. This would actually be useful. See, there's something I've got to fix. Obviously, I don't want to exceed my allocation. This would be really useful for somebody managing social media for a company, because you'd have all your reports. And you could produce top reports, couldn't you?
Yeah, I think so long as you can exclude the noise that's going to be generated, and you're tracking the right thing, because people might be talking about a company or an organization. If it's a proper name, if it's a distinguishing proper name, then it's probably sufficient to track those. But if it's less so, or you want to broaden your research, then that's going to be the interesting bit. How do you manage to track the things that are relevant to you?
This CRM model also lets you track basically. We talked quite a weeks ago about how companies, and user engagement on their employees can land up to disasters. Basically, alerts also lets you set up the positive and the negative sentiments, so that you can track if something pops up in the name of your company as a negative review or a negative feedback. You can handle the situation pre-hand in that case.
Yeah, I think that's
It also lets you track that. I was reading the test drive of it, so that's where I got this info.
I think that's the important thing, isn't it? Because if you're responsible for or manage the social media output, you want to make sure that you counter the troubles, the issues, as soon as possible before it spreads like wildfire. You want to make sure that you can contain it. You have a strategy in place when things go wrong. So knowing when there's trouble, really the big part of it. So in that sense, as long as you can make sure that you're following the right things, you're looking at the right things, then this is a very powerful tool, and I think there will be others as well. But yeah, I can see a lot of potential.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I was just exited from the um,
Oh dear, we may be having.
Yeah, I think we lost him for a moment.
Yes, I think we're experiencing some technical issues.
Just typing it. Is it just me hearing the breakup?
Oh, he's back. He's back.
He's back.
I wonder where Tim Kepper is tonight.
Would you like to wrap it up now, or shall we talk a bit more about the challenges that people might face, or why people might wish to use tools like this?
I think we.
I think we again lost him. Did we?
Looks that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess Hangouts has some trouble today. Well, because we've been discussing, how companies land up into disaster. This is one of, I think this is one of the good tools that can be, effectively implemented if you know the kind of keywords that you're looking for, obviously your company name, and, you can have additional keywords for your competition, for your, analysis, how the service or a product is performing, how, what people are talking about it. It's kind of a great tool, I believe.
Absolutely.
But,
I think, as I said, I think one issue is how do you exclude the noise that's going to be generated? And how do you order the, if you like, the significance, the degree of significance? Because certain things will be more important or will require more attention than others. Perhaps, maybe it's just because that a certain person has a lot of Twitter followers compared to other people talking about the company, let's say.
Yeah. Welcome back, Jim. As a listening tool, it's a great tool to know what's ongoing with your brand and competition. But it would be, I think, much more awesome tool if you have, way to hold things together. I think they must be developing this further. Because you can find user engagements and all these tools are individually available in the market, but as a combined tool, there are only very few websites, I believe so. I think we discovered that weeks ago, but there's no ping back to it. Like, you cannot actually go and do something about it. You can just basically track with the competitions, with the services, with the noise that's around your brand or a specific keyword that you deliver. But I don't think it's anything more than that. Is it?
But knowing what's going on is probably the most important thing. So any tool that really helps you in doing that, I think, makes your life easier. I think when problem occurs is when you don't know what's going on and things get out of hand and you are firefighting so much later that you might have been able to contain had you known something was going on earlier.
But these analysts does give you a starting point, doesn't it? I mean, like, if I write dumb SEO questions, okay, so I know if somebody has posted a very faulty feedback, I can track where it actually started from, right? It does help me that way.
Yeah, so it's knowing that that has been posted, that's there, then you can react, and you react quickly. I think it's the speed element that
Yeah,
is I think
I
important.
believe so. It's pretty much the awesome part is that you can track where the thing started and where is it reaching, and to put down a strategy to basically control it. Uh, I think this is in that way it's very handy to me.
I think a downside in that it should be Google Plus, but of course Google won't let anybody crawl Google Plus.
Hmm. Didn't think. I mean, public posts are crawlable. I don't think there's anything that prevents other companies from looking at public posts.
Let me just have a look at Google's robots text.
It could be possible. It has a kind of search string available for different various sites, and they put it together. It could be possible. I mean, you can just verify that, while for checking your Google profile and searching a keyword, and see the results. You'll get to know if that's taking place. Is it delivering for Google Plus?
Just putting this in the robots text for Google Plus. Um, what is that? The, the robots text prohibits Hangouts from being crawled.
Yeah. Um, well, just out of curiosity, I typed in site plus.google.com and Bing, and it came back with 415,000 results.
Okay. Okay. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, not maybe I'm wrong. Definitely I'm wrong.
So, was the results for Google Flash in the same?
On Bing, yes. I'm afraid Jim's dropped off again. Looks like there's some sort
Yeah,
of
they could be using standard, I think, search queries to, I mean, like, if it's Google Plus, they would be using a kind of platform that delivers Google Plus recent post or keywords in Google Plus.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Bing, and Jim has 21 results on Bing. The site column plus.google.com/plus Jim Monroe, and there are 21 results, and the bad pages indexed, but also individual posts. So Bing does crawl and index Google Plus posts.
Dropping in and out. I've got a communications issue here. Should we end the broadcast for this week?
Yes, I think let's wrap it up.
Next week we'll be back. Next week we'll be online and a little bit better. All right, guys. Thank you very much this week. I'll stop the broadcast. We'll be back to do it all again.